Well, we know where that is because we took a picture of it. So, you know, I feel that makes sense. And then from Lincoln, we'll have to take a longer delivery.
Let's go.
We could also literally have just driven quickly down the road instead of pulling a trailer, but it's fine. It's more interesting taking a trailer.
Get ready to turn right.
Okay, now I think I'm meant to go to the right there and go around that, but I don't care.
Turn right.
No one else is coming. Just gonna zigzag our way up and over the railway line again. Back onto this tiny little expressway piece.
Right. Keep left, and then turn left.
It's a weird big dome thing up to the north. No idea what that is. Zoom past that guy. Yeah, we could have got a much better picture right here if we wanted to. Oh well, never mind. We just zoomed
Here
instead.
we are, kind of on time.
Now, where is our trailer? This is a very large precinct. Is that it down there? No, the flag is further. The flag is under here. And around the corner. One of these, in fact. Interesting, it's grain, but it's just in a curtain cider or something. I expected it to be in more of like a tank. I guess it's already packaged.
Let's get this job done.
Indeed, let's get this moving. Loop back around the way we came. And go the other way on that motorway segment, so we'll turn that silver to gold at least.
Turn left.
This one doesn't even have traffic lights, so that's good. Up and crunch. It's like a no parking sign? Yeah. Do people have to be told that? No parking on the motorway? I guess some do. Council Bluffs and Lincoln. We just care about Lincoln. What would be a good delivery from Lincoln, do you reckon? Should we connect the presidents, do Lincoln to Washington?
Keep right.
That would be a very long trip.
Exit right.
I don't know enough about others to be able to know. Well, there's Jackson somewhere, isn't there? That was a president as well, wasn't it? My wife would know more than I do. She lived in America for a few years. At elementary, where I think it gets drilled into people. At the very least the states, I don't know, maybe not the presidents, but... "144th Street in Springfield." How gross. Haha. It's funny, because it's 144. Don't worry. I'm not wearing my dad joke shirt today. Apparently there's a new truck being introduced into, I think, ETS. It's been teased as maybe like a new Scania or something. There's an electric truck that's being trialled as well, apparently. Which is cool. But I still just want them to put, like, the Scania or the Volvo from ETS2 into ATS. Just give me my flat-nosed truck with 700 horsepower, thanks.
Keep right, then exit right.
I feel that should be a perk of if you have both games that you could
Exit right.
essentially import trucks from the other game. I guess that...
Keep left.
Ah, there we go. Lincoln. Cornhusker State. Discover every city in Nebraska. I guess they don't want people only using
Turn
European
left.
trucks, so... I'm gonna smash the sign. Nope. Always end up going really wide on those. I mean, 13% is a decent number. Only added 2, I was already at 11,
Right.
so...
And then exit right.
This is a very complicated place.
Exit
We're at
right.
exit right to go here. And then we go underneath the road, looks like. Let's go in the cab again, I think. Now it just says visit service constantly. It no longer gives me my distance to empty or anything.
Turn left. Turn left.
This is such a weird road layout. But it's like, they must have modeled it on reality because there's no way that someone would have designed it this weird in
Right
the
on
game
time.
on purpose. So it must be like this. That's my thinking. Where do you need it? Let's play it safe. I used to park every trailer properly, like get the full XP from every single one. Just too frustrating now. A lot of the time it's still pretty easy, but it's just adds time, doesn't it? And again, there's no incentive. I don't need the XP. Agriculture expert, 2 out of 4. Okay, so apparently 2 different crop types I've delivered. I can't remember what the last one was, but it seems that grain was another. Okay, so cruising Nebraska, still at 11. Well, what matters most, though, is just getting a 100-mile delivery from here. What's at the last bit? Lincoln to Tacoma. Well, I did say Lincoln to Washington would be amusing, but that's also 1,600 miles, so maybe not. The Hesek soundtrack? Correct. This is from... I can't remember if this is from Human Revolution or Mankind Divided now. Yanis. I think this might be Human Revolution, but I could be wrong. No, Yanis was the contact that he wanted to get in touch with, I think, in Mankind Divided. I don't know, it's been a while. I love the Deus Ex soundtracks, and I have not yet been copyright pinged for them. So that's technically Omaha, that one, apparently. That is a huge delivery. Oh, Wenatchee is also in Washington, but it's not as long a delivery. That's a squiggly route. The problem is that most of these roads I've already been on, so there's not really any reason for me to take those. Is there a delivery for me to just go across to, like, Scottsbluff or something again? That would be nice. It just gives me a good reason to do that. Or if we can go back to Chadron or something, that would also be nice. Yeah, there we go. Ice cream! Lovely. And I kind of like the idea of it just being a kind of victory lap, almost. Speaking of Mankind Divided, Mechanical Apartheid trailer. The trailers for Mankind Divided were so good.
Time to get the job done.
Time to get the job done. Oh, this is even from this location. I didn't even pick that, but that works out even better. Can I even get to where the trailer is going this way, though? I don't actually know. Ooh, squeeze through here? Yep, just. I have no idea where I'm going. Alright, we got there in the end. Now we've got to find our way out again. But I think that's easier? I'm not sure. First we'll pick up the trailer.
Let's do this.
Let's do this indeed. So, before I get started too much, I want to check the map. Navigation. How can we make this route as good as it can be in terms of roads we have not travelled on before? We don't have much choice here, I don't think. Oh, we've not actually taken this main route through here. That's interesting. I thought I would have, but I apparently have not. There is a viewpoint up here, but I've taken that road before. But yeah, I haven't done that one and I haven't done that one, so I think ideally I want to come up here, because I haven't been on this side, haven't been through there, and it straight away puts me on this, and there's a viewpoint along the road there, so that's nice. And then we have been that way, so we want to go north from there. Ah, now it's trying to take me that way. Okay, there we go. Yeah, Gazimir, such good music, eh? I need to get back and play Mankind Divided again. I was meaning to. I started doing another stealth playthrough because I missed one alarm. Right, I think we're good to go.
Time to hit the road.
We've still got to get out of here somehow. I think we're right by the exit though, aren't we? Yeah, we're actually right by the exit. That's funny. Yeah, I was doing a pacifist playthrough of Mankind Divided the first time that I went through the game. And managed, I got the pacifist achievement.
Get ready to turn right.
And I thought that I was also getting
Turn right.
the foxiest of the hounds. But there was one alarm which is scripted if you escape a certain way from the sewer section at one point in the story. And I tripped the alarm without even realizing it. But it was only after I got to the end of the game and didn't get the achievement that I expected that I looked up about it and saw that, ah yes, if you do such and such on level 8 or something,
Go straight.
then you miss out on the achievement. It's like, well, crap. Now I have to play through 80 hours again. But at least the next time I play through it, I don't have to try and take down the final boss non-violently, because that was a pain. Though I do kind of wish I was streaming it back then, because, yeah, kind of proud of getting that. A lot of save scumming though, which is not the greatest viewing experience. And that's the problem with even the one of trying to get no alarms, is that, yeah, so much save scumming a lot of the time. Because you get to a certain point, unless you really know the game really well. If I'd run it back immediately, then maybe it wouldn't have been so bad. But it doesn't help that I'm an absolute loot goblin and a fiend for exploring literally everywhere that I go. So a playthrough takes a long time. I really just need to, if I'm going for that achievement, I need to just do the story and that's it. Which does make it more difficult, because with Mankind Divided I was exploring everywhere, doing all of the side quests because I wanted to power myself up as much as I could. You could do New Game Plus though, couldn't you, I think? But I can't remember if you then could get that achievement on New Game Plus or not. Maybe you could. Something to maybe look at in the future. I can always start over again. I need to sleep, it turns out. There was a rest stop behind me. I think I was driving through a town soon, so maybe there'll be another one. Please no train, please no train, please no train. I would just drive on the median if I had to. What happens if you don't sleep? If you go more than an hour, so we're at 17 minutes, 15 minutes now for next rest stop. Oops, I should pay attention to my driving. If you go more than an hour, you start to black out. The vision will start to dim and you'll kind of grey out. And then after a certain point, you will just black out entirely and lose control. It simulates you just falling asleep at the wheel and driving off the road. So you have to be very careful at that point. If you're going like full speed on the motorway, there's every chance that you just end up in a ditch or off the road or into the back of another vehicle or something like that. If you have fines on, you will also be progressively penalized financially for not sleeping when you're supposed to. I have fines turned off because I find that just annoying. And I'm just doing this to explore that little piece of road because that's a mild obsession of mine, and it didn't work out very well because it crashed into us. See, there's the greying out, so there we go. Started greying the edges of the screen. See, the irony is I discovered the small little slip road on the corner and didn't get the bit straight ahead on the intersection, so didn't really gain anything there. I'd have been better off cutting the corner going to the left and just driving on the wrong side of the road for a bit. But yes, we're starting to grey out already, which means that we're over the 0 mark. In-game time progresses at, there's a new minute for every 3 seconds that you drive outside of a city. Once you're inside a urban area, or most gas stations, then it's 1 minute every 20 seconds. Basically, it's a 1 in 20 scale outside the city and a 1 in 3 within. So we are hoping that we find ourselves another rest stop soon. So I'm fairly sure from here, after we take this little bit to the right and get down onto the main road again, I believe we're heading south down into the town again. So I'm hopeful that there's a place that we can sleep. Otherwise, I have been known to just turn it off until I get to a place that you can sleep. You can turn off most things in this game. Not damage, interestingly. You can turn off fines, you can turn off fatigue, but you can't turn off damage, which is very strange. But damage is basically your fine when you have those turned off, because you're likely to crash if you're disobeying the road rules, funnily enough. And then you have to pay to repair your truck and replace parts of it over time. So, yeah. Oh, there's the garage up here. Okay, we can sleep in our garage. That's good. If there's an actual hotel, then I'd take that, personally, but looks like garage is the only thing we have available to us. Unless there's something on one of our other GPSs. No. Into our regional HQ. There we go.
Recomputing.
And then we can just dip our nose into the garage here, and we should be able to stop and sleep at some point. Maybe? Usually? There we go. No? That was the warning about getting tired. Normally you just park kind of half in the garage, because you don't go... Yes, I don't want to manage the garage, I want to sleep. And normally that happens around here. Did I drive too far forward before stopping? Am I missing something? Do I have to upgrade the garage? Maybe I have to upgrade to the next level. This is just the most basic one. I'm sure that you didn't usually have to. Whatever, I've got the money. Let's upgrade and see what happens. Ever driven a truck in real life? No. I have been in control of a vehicle 3 times in my entire life. I don't even drive a car normally. I probably could in an emergency. Oh yeah, now saying following key to stop the engine. Oops, and I pressed the wrong key, of course. Okay, so I just had to upgrade the garage, I guess, to have a sleeping area. That does make sense. I guess usually I just upgrade every single garage, so I've not encountered that as much. But yeah, growing up I biked everywhere, then I moved to the city to live in the city, so I didn't need to drive. And it's just one of those things that I've never gotten around to learning properly. I keep pressing the wrong button. I have the controls mapped differently in Euro Truck Simulator. Let's fill up while we're here. 4:26 AM, it should start to get light soon. I don't like driving through the nighttime because it's pretty boring. You don't see much. Thought of being a truck driver or cab driver? Yeah, it would be interesting. Cab driver would be the more social side of that, like cab driver or Uber driver these days. If you enjoy other people and like meeting other people and potentially having conversations and stuff, then that would be really interesting. Realize driving relaxes you? Nice. Yeah, I mean, if you enjoy that sort of thing, then getting a job like that would be good. Yeah, it's like one of those things of, if you can get a job doing what you love, then that's great. I feel that driving would just stress me out. I get stressed enough as a passenger. Driving in this is relaxing, because I don't have to worry about any consequences. Even if I crash into things, I can just drive on the wrong side of the road like this because I want to discover this little piece of map here. I mean, real life doesn't have this sort of thing, like with a mini-map and bits grayed out, so I don't need to worry about that sort of compulsion. Yeah, being like an Uber or something would be good. Yeah, doing a service for other people, which is nice, and yeah, you get to have conversations with people, maybe, if they're chatty. If not, then you just get to... bollocks. You just get to help them get from A to B, and maybe give them a bit of a calming experience as well. But otherwise, like, personally, I think I would get very annoyed with other people a lot of the time. I just realized these are like one-way streets and I was doing them the wrong way, I think.
Never mind.
Oh well. Oh no, this is two-way because there's traffic lights facing this direction.
Turn left.
Now, being a truck driver would be very interesting.
Go straight.
Get to see a lot of different places. Again, you're still helping people, but more abstractly by just delivering things from place to place. Very valuable work. A lot of people kind of have this thing against big trucks
Turn left.
these days because, yeah, they're big, they're noisy, they pollute. I get it. But at the same time, very necessary. You cannot have a train going every single place.
Find a
And
new route.
honestly, trains aren't that much better in terms of emissions and noise
Turn
and
left.
general annoyance either. So I don't quite get that odd preference. I think it's just because people don't get as directly affected by trains on a day-to-day life as much, so they see them as being a preferable option, when realistically, trucks have a lot more versatility to them. And these days you're going into electric trucks anyway, which is even better. Honestly, to me, electric large trucks and stuff makes more sense than just
right.
electric domestic
exit
vehicles. Because they already weigh a huge amount. They already have massive engines and everything. So if they have to have a
Right.
lot of weight taken up by batteries, fine. It doesn't really make much difference. You can spread the weight around a lot more too.
Keep right.
Instead of having the
And then
massive
turn
fuel
right.
tanks either side, you just have massive battery packs.
Turn
Ideally, you have them so that they're like hot swappable as well. That's the big thing that needs to happen with electric
Go
cars, is that
straight.
instead of having everything all like manufacturer specific and integrated, which, you know, is inevitable because it's a profit-making industry, so what do you expect? But it's the sort of thing where regulation had to come first, and places need to regulate, okay, all electric vehicles manufactured and sold in this country must abide by these battery standards, and have it that they all have to be modular and swappable, and you can have third-party batteries even entering the mix to help drive prices down. And then instead of having to have a fast charge system specific, because fast charging is not generally good for the batteries, that's the thing, that it reduces their lifespan further. So you don't want to encourage that if you can help it, is my understanding. You instead want to be able to just get to a place like a service station and go, okay, I've got this battery. Swap me another one that's already fully charged, and then they charge the other one at their leisure.
Go straight.
You know, they'll just have big kind of storage for batteries, which would be a pain, obviously. They'd have to have a massive storage area. No different to having massive underground tanks for gasoline, though. It's that sort of thing that makes it more accessible to people. Break down those barriers that otherwise make them less attractive. And yeah, for big trucks, they could do the same thing. Big truck stop, turn up. They have basically a massive warehouse where they've got batteries to be able to put them into charging racks. Have solar panel banks on the roof to help mitigate the draw on the grid for all of the charging. It just makes sense. Which is why it doesn't happen. People are really good at not doing, or society in general are really good at not doing things that make sense. Individuals, it's like that Men in Black thing of like, you know, individuals, like an individual person can be smart, intelligent, but people are dumb. Yep. I was indicating to overtake, but realised that there was actually an intersection there. So, that was bad. Past cement mixer. Could technically, I should have gone into that services back there. Should have done a loop. Because otherwise I don't think I have any reason to come this way again. This is just a one and done trip, I think. But, oh well, that's fine. There is no achievement for getting 100% or 99.9% or whatever of the map discovered in this. It's all just about each city in each state. It's a much better evolution of how they did it in Euro Truck Simulator. The fact that they've still got the achievement for the 100% is kind of a problem. Well, they haven't kind of changed it in the back end, so it's only 100% of the original map area, perhaps. It should be cities instead. It should be 100% of the cities visited. Some racing lines through those corners. That is the fun of driving these sorts of roads instead. I guess it's no different to on a motorway with 3 different lanes or whatever. Yeah, if people come here wanting a legitimate legal driving experience, yeah, sorry, not this channel. Only if you force me to. Yep, we turn the corner and the sun has risen. Reminds me of Dark Rain 2 back in the day. It was an RTS game. It had a day-night cycle. More like a simulator game. Didn't really affect anything, I don't think, but it had it, so it was cool. And there'd be like a announcer voice, like the same guy who would tell you that you needed to build more things or you ran out of power and stuff like that, would also be like, the sun has set. How am I supposed to get into the services? Because I want to... Oh, it's already discovered. Okay, cool. It's one of those ones that just driving past it checks it off on the map. I love it when that happens. I wish they all did that. You've driven past here. That's good enough. Then there is a viewpoint up here for some reason, on the side of the road. I don't know, is it on my side of the road? Yes, there's a little pull-in area here. Alright, I'm a bit surprised that the services was not here. What's this? Nebraska National Forest. Okay. Parking brake. Stop the engine. That's this one, I think. Yes. Viewpoints. Scott Lookout Tower, apparently. Where? I didn't see a tower. Am I missing something? Am I blind? Probably. No, that's a truck. That's not a lookout tower. There's a plane in the background, though. I appreciate you showing my vehicle, but... Oh, okay, there's a lookout tower way off in the distance that dude is just staring at. Okay, it's like Firewatch. Or Hunter, Call of the Wild. Get the lookout towers in those. But it's a long way from the road and you can't even see it from most of these angles. Oh, it was just peeking through the trees there. There you go, now you can see it. Seems an odd choice. I guess it's an iconic thing that you can see from the road normally. I mean, that's a lovely view. Is that the view from the lookout tower now? I think it is. Okay. That escalated quickly. Can you actually drive off there? Might be a hidden route or something. So, where was it? It was this way, I guess? So I can't actually see it easily from the road. That's why I was rather confused. So I don't actually know where it is. And if I'm meant to be able to drive up to it. Because there was like a road that you could see in the viewpoint that seems to drive past it. And I wonder whether it's one of the hidden roads that you have to discover. You don't have to, but you have to actually drive on them to see. Ah, so it's over there. It's probably the road that was crossing the railway that there were blinking lights telling us that we can't pass. So, yeah, probably can't get to it. That's a shame. Would have been nice if we could drive up to it. That would have been a better place to put the viewpoint, is actually driving up to the base of it on a little hidden road or something. Never mind. Still getting kind of weird hitching happen, where there'll be just a bit of lag. Just notice it occasionally. It's not like stuttering per se.
Get ready to turn
There'll just be
right.
little bits here and there where it'll just seem to hitch oddly. But I blame the new graphics
right.
stuff. Turn right. Alright, so I have been up this road before. This is how I got up to Valentine in the first place, I'm fairly sure. But then it's the road west from Valentine that I have not been on yet. And now we're on the final stretch of Undiscovered Road. West from Valentine. Through to Chadron. Always nice to take some of these backcountry roads. It was a little historical thing off to the side there. I don't know if that's an achievement to read those or not. I don't know whether I want to go back now to take a look. I know in Texas there was an achievement in Texas, I think, to go to historical markers specifically.
Go straight.
I'm not sure if that's the case here, if they've just got them there as little, objects of interest. I wish they were marked on the map. Like, on the one hand, I appreciate it when a game has some secret things that reward exploration to an extent. This doesn't feel like one of those games where that is part and parcel of the experience, though. Like, you are driving cargo from one place to the other. You're not roaming a map in search of quests to do. So having things that are hidden and unmarked feels a little bit mean, because my focus is on driving from A to B and getting my delivery done, not stopping along the way at anything that catches my eye just in case it's of interest, given that 90% of the roads don't have anything of interest on them. So to be able to pick out the one time when something is something that I should be looking at, it's a little bit different. There's a little thing off to the side up here. I don't know if that's even is that a hotel or is that a depot or what's that up there? Is it marked on my map as anything else? Nope. What is that? Because I can drive in there apparently. Yeah, it's undiscovered still. I don't know. Getting confused. We're almost at our destination. I can drive back if I want to. There's a viewpoint further ahead in town as well, out the other side, that I was thinking might be a good place to finish at. But then there's these things further back this way as well. I think the viewpoint is more guaranteed, at least. At least those are marked. Be nice if the other objects of interest were as well. You can hide icons on the map if you don't want to see them after all.
Go straight.
And back in Chadron, who it seems we visited, but went in and out from the south and never came this way or anything. Charming little small town.
Go straight, and
It
then
wants me
keep
to
left.
go left and then right down here. I
Keep left,
guess I
then
will
turn
do that.
left.
Oh, once again, we thought we were doing alright,
Keep
but
right, and then turn right.
way too wide.
Turn
Anderson's
right.
outdoor equipment, apparently. All cars,
Get ready
new,
to turn
used,
right.
rental. And more importantly, Warbird. Here's your ice cream, sir. I haven't eaten it, honest. It's just a shopping trolley in the middle of the car park. Now that's pretty good. That's
We're
accurate.
here. Now drop the load and go.
Where do you need it? That's great. Let's play it safe. Where do you need it? That's lovely. Respectfully, no. I mean, it wouldn't be hard. I would just have to have reversed it from this point, but yeah, I just can't be bothered. We were so close to capturing the music, finishing on the delivery. Oh well, never mind. Window. Damage penalty 1.4% because we got hit by that car. I'm surprised it wasn't more, but it was only ice cream. And there we have it, 12 out of 12, cruising Nebraska. Excellent. Well, let's head up the road, because I do want to just quickly zoom up to this viewpoint up here. I can't even place a pin. Okay, well that'll have to do.
Let's go.
Let's go indeed. Let's loop back around to the front exit so we can go on the road properly. And head through to the viewpoints. Won't be all of the viewpoints. We've got not only unfinished business in other states, but a lot we still need to do in Nebraska. But we're not going to get it all done now.
Turn right.
I just realised I'm still looking to the right for some reason. Get a crick in my neck.
Turn left.
Now the great thing is that we are no longer limited to 65. We can go as fast as we like. Oh, that's cool geography up here. I'm a sucker for rock formations. Time for some of the speedrunning. We really should introduce new categories for some of the newer states. There's been a few scattered suggestions sometimes in forums, but no one ever really commits. Oh, there's another marker back here. Okay, since we don't have a trailer on us right now, let's double check that that's not something that we should be prioritizing. Or are these just random objects of interest? Basically, does anything pop up on Steam? Butte Country. Numerous landmarks of the period of the Indian Wars are visible from here. Crow Butte lies directly to the south. Pioneer landmark for Indian soldiers and cattlemen. From these well-known buttes, one may see the town of Crawford to the east, Fort Robertson to the south. Approximately half a mile northwest of this point is the site of the Treaty Tree. It was not until after the bloody campaigns of 1876 that the Sioux Commission, headed by George Manypenny, succeeded in purchasing the area. There we go. Okay, so no achievement it seems, but interesting lore of the region. Which makes it kind of all the more disappointing that there isn't an achievement tied to it, and they're not marked on your map. Once again, I applaud the idea of having things in some games that reward exploration, but to me the reward of exploration has always just been the exploration itself. If you're going to put little nuggets of lore and stuff into a game like that, please mark it out, because they are of interest to potentially other people than those who just explore for the sake of it. So yeah, you're just depriving a large portion of your player base of that kind of point of interest, really. Seems counterproductive, given that you've put the effort into putting it in the game. Alright, And up we come to the viewpoint. I think we already know what the viewpoint is going to be of.
Destination. Your route guidance is now finished.
Dramatic music. We'll turn around properly, stay to the right. That's just a rest area too, that's nice. By a dumpster. Fantastic. We've got nothing here except a dumpster. Beautiful. Viewpoints. US 20, Scenic Overlook. Alright, I thought it was going to say like Butte County or something like that. That's the thing, is that thing that I read out before, that should be at the bottom of the screen here. The viewpoint should say Butte County and then have the information that we read on the card just before. Like, it's nice and all, but it could do with the added context of the importance of the region. Make it into a little bit of history, you know. Some dude with his dog taking photos, there you go. So that's probably the, was it Crow Butte, I think, that they called out specifically? Where you could see certain things from that point. Should be named. Should be mentioned. It's kind of relying on you have already stopped at that, or be on the way to seeing that and stopping at it and going, oh, that's what I looked at. That's what I saw in the viewpoint. Just put it in the viewpoint. Anyway, criticisms aside,